Oh my gosh, I got a spike in my ass. What's that Christmas tree thing? Is that Christmas tree spikes in my pants? Ow, that hurts. Ow. Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's AceTrainerNinja here today, my dudes, to bring you guys a new video. How you guys doing today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Maybe getting ready for school or whatever, but you know what? You always got time to sit back and relax and watch a short video, so thank you for clicking on the video, and all that kind of stuff. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoy. Subscribe if you're new around here, and share this video with a friend. But today, my dudes, we have a battle against Christopher 2. This was a battle from a stream that I had a while back, and if you guys want to battle me, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications, because I will be doing battle streams every now and then, probably once or twice a month, so I can get some battles to post so you guys can see them, and I can post commentate and all that kind of stuff, because it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing it, so do that, or you can go and join the Discord, which is linked down below. You can ask for battles there. I will use those battles just as much as I will use the stream battles. Probably even do that before I would use the stream battle, because nobody's seen those battles. Anyway, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. It's all linked below. But we got a battle with my boy Christopher here today. I will hit him up and see what I need to link. And if there's no links in the description for him, then I couldn't figure out what to link, but I'm going to try and link his Twitter or something. So check the description. It should be in the very top of it. Anyway, guys, looking at this team, it is a very frightening team. This guy brought a lot of power. More specifically, that Ultra Lunala, or whatever they're called, or Necrozma Dawn Wings form, or whatever. I think that's right. Dawn Wings Necrozma. Anyway, and that Marshadow is very frightening. Both of them very, very powerful Pokemon. Very, very frightening to see on any team, much less up against me, because I am still kind of new with this battling thing, so I didn't really know what I was going to do with those things. But let's jump into the battle here. I literally just watched this battle back so I could just properly post commentate, and I've already kind of forgotten what happened. Alright, so he's going to lead off with Brother, which is obviously the Necrozma Dawn Wings, which is a bit of a problem for me because I led off with Landorus, and I knew Landorus wasn't going to be doing much anything in this thing, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to kind of look it right in the eye and go ahead and switch out. I was like, no, I'm just going to get out of here. I sent in my Mandabuds because Mandabuzz is especially defensive, and I figured this thing is probably pretty specially offensive. I saw one of these things in a battle right before this battle, and it was pretty specially offensive. It goes for the Dark Pulse, which means I get a pretty good switch in there, because I eat that. It was delicious. It was like eating a piece of chocolate cake for this Mandabuzz. It was so tasty. But then he's going to fire off a Power Gem, which is going to hurt a lot, but I am still specially defensive, so I'll eat it pretty well. I got a Toxic off, which is going to actually be really big later on in the battle. You will see in just a minute that Toxic is going to matter a lot here in a minute. Plus, it's chip damage, so that's why I went for it. I was like, you know what, we need chip damage on this thing. I don't know how bulky it is. I don't know how I'm going to defeat it. We got to get some chip damage on this thing. So I went ahead and poisoned it. It's getting a little bit of chip damage. He's going to fire off another Power Gem, which I can still live. So I went ahead and fired off a Taunt just in case this thing has some sort of setup move. I don't really know how it really runs typically, but I didn't want to get any setup moves off, because I'm just afraid of this thing. I don't know what it's going to be trying to do. I'm going to stay in. He's going to fire off another Power Gem because I figured, you know what, I want to get a safe switch in. I need to sack off Mandabuzz. I would love to have kept it for later, but it ended up being for the best, because now he's going to get a little bit more poison damage, and the poison's really starting to rack up. So I'm going to bring in Flash, who has the Choice Spec Shadow Ball, and I know can outspeed this thing because he's so fast. He's Flash. Alright, so I'm going to Choice Spec Shadow Ball this thing, which is going to do a lot of damage, and it lives on like 1 HP. And it gets its Z-move off, which I'm going to have to black this out. Or do something. I don't know. I'll figure it out in post. But since this is a copyrighted Z-move, I can't show it, which is super dumb, but it's such a cool Z-move. It looks so good. It's such a clean Z-move, but I can't show it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Light that burns the sky. Oh my gosh, this thing is such a beautiful Pokemon. It really is. I've never actually used one on my team. I have no idea what they do. typically speaking. I have no idea. I mean, I have a Necrozma, I have a Solgaleo, and yeah, just Solgaleo. I don't have Lunala. I have Solgaleo, and I could use one of these things, but that looks like a freaking nuclear bomb went off, and Flash goes down. Obviously, but the poison damage is going to pick up the KO, which is good. I'm glad we got the thing out of the way. It only took 2 team members, but we got that thing out of the way. So I'm going to send in my Embor here. He is Assault Vested, so I figured if something comes in especially offensive, I can eat an attack or two. He's gonna alright, but he's changing to the Marshadow, and he's gonna go for the Spectral Thief, which I have no idea what that's supposed to do. So I had no idea what that did, and I went ahead and fired off a Flame Charge, hoping I can try and boost my speed and maybe outspeed this thing the second turn to get a little bit more damage off, but doesn't quite go my way, and he goes for another Spectral Thief, which actually steals my boosts, which I didn't know. So now this thing is +1 speed, which wasn't already fast enough. But he's going to go ahead and fire off another Spectral Thief, which does take out Embor, which was very sad. But I'm going to have to bring in Nico here, because I figure I need something with bulk, something that could just hit it a few times. You know, so I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve so I can get that thick fat up, because I have heard rumors that these things like to run the elemental punches, and I didn't want to get Ice Punched or Fire Punched out of here. So he's going to go ahead and fire off an Ice Punch, which I'm going to be able to eat thanks to the thick fat ability, and I'm going to fire off this Energy Ball, which does a solid chunk of damage because I do have a lot of investment in my special attack. He's going to go ahead and fire off another Spectral Thief, which does a fair chunk of damage, but doesn't even bring me down below half, so that's good. Fire off another Energy Ball and pick up the KO. That Marshadow is out of here, and now the rest of the team I can pretty much handle. He's going to bring in his Malamar here, and I've never really faced a Malamar. I had no idea what kind of sets they usually run, so I went ahead and tried to Toxic this thing, just to try and make sure it's not around for any extended period of time. So I get the Toxic off. I'm going to start chipping his damage. I'm going to start chipping damage on him. Slowly chipping away his health, was what I meant to say. Started to say. Anyway, he's going to go ahead and fire off another Secco Cut, which is going to pick up the KO on Nico, but that's okay. Nico did a lot of work, and I can still handle this Malamar because I still have half a team left. So this Malamar seems to be kind of on the physical side, so I sent in Landorus just so I can try and get the Intimidate off, and I figured I can probably U-turn on this thing, but before U-turning I kind of stopped and I thought about it and figured, you know, he's probably not going to stay in, he knows I have U-turn. So he's going to swap out there, and I went ahead and decided to fire off an Earthquake because I figured if something else comes in, I can get big damage off. He had a Lycanroc and he had this Lucario. I had a good chance of getting big damage off, and the Earthquake does pick up the KO on the Lucario, which was very exciting for me because Mega Lucario floating around was really, really frightening for me. So I pick up the KO on the Lucario, and he sends in his Decidueye, which I wasn't really sure what it could do to this thing. I am Choice Banded, so I couldn't really switch my move, so I figured let's just swap out. I'll bring in Azelf. He's going to go for a Grass-type move. I can eat one Grass-type move, and I can probably outspeed and Fire Blast this thing, which would do a lot of damage if not a KO, but I missed my Fire Blast because Fire Blast never hits when it needs to. And he's going to get his Spear Shackle off, which is going to pick up the KO on Azelf, obviously. And Azelf didn't really do anything in this battle, which really sucks, because this is probably one of my favorite sets that I have is my Azelf set. He's kind of a specially offensive beast. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my Landorus here because this is a physically offensive Decidueye. So I can get the Intimidate off, and I can fire off an Earthquake, which is going to do a fair amount of damage. It does bring it down below half, so it does a lot of damage to this Decidueye, and he's going to fire out a Leaf Blade, which I know I can take one thanks to the Intimidate, but I live it a lot better than I thought I would. Anyway, he does have leftovers, so that's good. That's good. I never realized that as I was watching this back. I was just thinking to myself, what item does Decidueye have? But then, okay, now I know. Anyway, I'm gonna fire off another Earthquake, which is not very effective, but it does do a lot of damage thanks to my Choice Band. So he's gonna go down. He's gonna send in his Lycanroc here, and pretty much Landorus just sweeps the rest of this team because his Lycanroc can't get enough damage off. He's going to go for the Stone Edge, but it doesn't quite pick up the KO. I'm going to fire off an Earthquake, which is going to pick up the KO on this Lycanroc. And then he has a Poison Malamar in the back that has already about half of its HP gone, so I can go ahead and fire off an Earthquake on that as well, which will be GG. Tom Nook. I just noticed that. Yes, we're going to fire off an Earthquake on this Malamar, which is going to be GG. Since Landers was my last mon, I really had to just choice myself into a very powerful attack. So I went ahead and choiced into Earthquake, which was going to be pretty much enough to pick up a KO on the rest of the team. So we defeated Christopher, but that was a great battle. That was probably one of my favorite battles from the stream. I was going back and watching some of the battles that I had just to pick one to show you guys, and this was by far my favorite battle from the stream. There's a lot of good plays, a lot of close calls, but it was a great battle. So if you guys enjoyed, hit the like button down below for me. It really does help out a lot. You guys don't even know. Subscribe if you're new around here, and share this video with a friend, and check the description to show Christopher some love. He's a cool guy. You guys should definitely check him out if it's down there. And we'll check if it's down there. It may not be down there. I'll have to figure that out like I said earlier. But I'll see you guys all in the next video, guys. Peace.